The echo of ages. The faint signal pulsed across the vast emptiness of space, fragile and flickering like the last breath of a dying star. The Deep Space Listening Station, Aegis 9, caught it by chance, a near miracle given its low energy. Dr. Alara Vance, the station's lead astrophysicist, leaned closer to the monitor, her heart racing as the garbled message struggled to piece itself together. Under attack, plea for help. The transmission was ancient and weak, but undeniably alien. Its signature matched no known species cataloged by humanity's interstellar probes. Whatever was speaking had traveled through an unimaginable expanse to reach them. The signal's origin pointed to a region of space barren of stars and utterly silent for millennia. The faint cry for help was a ghostly echo in the cosmic void. Earth's United Stellar Command convened immediately. What awaited them beyond the signal's source? Was it an ambush? A trap? Or was it a genuine plea from a desperate people? Among the many voices of caution, a single directive emerged: investigate. Humanity owed its survival to the helping hands of others during its darkest days. Perhaps this was a chance to repay the favor. The ship chosen for the mission was the Eidolon, an experimental vessel capable of both speed and stealth. Among its crew were scientists, linguists, soldiers, and one enigmatic figure, General Victor Solin, the retired leader of the long-disbanded Omega Vanguard. The Vanguard was a relic of the distant past, a force that had led humanity's ancient conquests when Earth expanded aggressively into the stars. Over time, their deeds had been forgotten, buried beneath centuries of peace. Solon, gray-haired but still carrying the weight of command, was summoned reluctantly. When he first heard the signal, a shadow passed over his face. "It's them," he said softly, to no one in particular. No one dared ask him what he meant. The Eidolon emerged from hyperspace at the signal's origin, its crew awestruck by the sight before them. A shattered planet orbited a dying sun, its surface cracked open like an ancient vase. Swarms of alien ships filled the sky, some clearly warships, bristling with weapons, while others were barely functioning, their hulls scarred and blackened. The attacking fleet was vast, their vessels sleek and ominous, pulsing with crimson energy. At the heart of the chaos was the source of the distress signal, an enormous alien ark, shaped like a crescent moon and limping away from the battlefield. Its escorts were being torn apart, their fragments scattering like burning embers into space. The ark's defenders were outnumbered 10-1, their desperation evident. General Solon studied the scene, his face grim. "Activate deep scan analysis," he ordered. The computer hummed, and moments later, the attackers were identified. The crew gasped. These ships bore the insignia of the Krell Dominion, a species thought extinct. The Krell had been humanity's most brutal foe during its ancient wars of expansion. Ruthless and unyielding, they had once nearly eradicated humanity before disappearing into the void. Now, after 20 million years, they had returned. The captain turned to Solon. "What are they doing here? And who are the defenders?" Solon's voice was calm but heavy. "The defenders are likely the survivors of another war we left behind. They might even be descendants of species we once fought or saved. But the Krell, they're here because they hate us. They've always hated us." Before the crew could process the revelation, a transmission from the alien ark crackled through their comms. A figure appeared on the holographic display, a tall, bird-like alien with shimmering plumage and a deep wound across its chest. Its voice was trembling yet defiant. "This is High Keeper Vale of the Athrani Ark Solus. We are under siege by the Krell. Any allies, any who hear this, we beg for aid. Our people cannot. The transmission cut off as the Ark was struck by another barrage. Fires erupted across its surface and its shields flickered. Solon stood, his expression unreadable. "Patch me through," he commanded. The crew hesitated but complied. Solon's voice carried the weight of millennia as he spoke into the void. "This is General Victor Solon of Earth. Hold fast. Humanity has heard your call." The alien fleet fell silent for a moment, stunned. Then a new transmission came, not from the defenders, but from the Krell. The image of a Krell warlord filled the screen. Its face was a grotesque mass of scars and metallic implants, and its eyes burned with fury. "Humanity," it snarled, the word dripping with venom. "You dare return? After all this time, after what you did to us?" Solon's gaze was unwavering. "You should have stayed forgotten." The Eidolon activated its full array of weaponry, unleashing precision strikes on the Krell warships closest to the Ark. The human ship's advanced technology, developed over centuries of peace, proved devastatingly effective. Krell ships exploded in fiery blooms, their formations crumbling. But the Krell were not unprepared. Their armada surged forward, overwhelming the Eidolon with sheer numbers. Solon ordered evasive maneuvers, but even with its stealth systems and advanced shields, the Eidolon was taking heavy damage. The defenders, inspired by humanity's intervention, rallied. Alien ships from the Ark reformed their lines and began counterattacking with newfound ferocity. Vale's voice came through again, stronger this time. "We thought you were myths," he said. "Legends of the old ones who fought the Krell, but you're real." Solon replied, "Myths only die if you let them. Now fight." As the battle raged, Solon knew they couldn't hold out forever. The Krell were relentless, their hatred for humanity rekindled like a roaring fire. It was then that Solon made his decision. He turned to the crew. "Prepare the Omega Protocol." The Eidolon carried a weapon of last resort, a singularity device capable of creating a controlled black hole. It had never been used in human history, deemed too dangerous. But now, it was their only chance to end the battle and save the Athrani. The crew protested, but Solon silenced them with a single look. "If the Krell escape today, they'll bring ruin to the galaxy. We stop them here, no matter the cost." The singularity device was armed, and Solon transmitted one final message to the Athrani. "Get your people to safety. Humanity stands with you now and always." The Eidolon charged into the heart of the Krell fleet, the singularity device glowing with terrifying energy. The Krell warlord appeared on the comms one last time, its voice filled with rage. "You think this will stop us? You think this will erase what you did to us?" Solon's response was quiet, almost gentle. "It's not about erasing, it's about making things right." The singularity detonated, collapsing space around the Krell fleet. Ships were drawn into the black hole, crushed into nothingness. The Eidolon was caught in the event horizon, its crew saluting as they vanished into the void. When the battle ended, the Athrani Ark drifted in silence. The survivors aboard it looked out into the stars, where the Eidolon had made its stand. High Keeper Vale stood before his people, his voice breaking as he spoke. "Let it be known across the galaxy that humanity returned when we called for aid. They did not come as conquerors, but as saviors. Let us remember their sacrifice and carry their memory with us." Centuries later, the Athrani built a monument on a distant moon, a towering obelisk carved with the names of the Eidolon's crew. Beneath it, a single inscription read, "In honor of those who answered the call, so that others might live."